Hi, this is Dr. B with your Emotional Minutes, and today we're talking about how you might respond or regulate emotion in response to things that you can't control. Last episode we talked about things that you can control. And again, this is meant to give you some information and some knowledge about some of these emotional processes and things that come up emotionally. So, last time we talked about the question of whether or not you can control the situation that you're in. And oftentimes, the situations can be stressful, and if you had some control or some way to influence the situation that you're in. Now, this time we're going to talk about the sorts of things you can do if you cannot influence the situation that you're in. So, a couple different ways you can do this. One is what they call cognitive reappraisal, and that's just a fancy word to say, sort of checking in with your thinking. So if you're checking in to think about the situation that you're in, you might try to think about the situation in a different way, or really ask yourself if the way you're thinking about that situation is accurate. So oftentimes we have situations where we might think the worst is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. So a lot of times in the situation itself, we can kind of ask ourselves, okay, so if I'm thinking the worst is going to happen, or if I'm thinking something bad is going to happen, is that really the case? Let me sit and check in for a second with myself. So, for example, you see your boss in the hall at work, and they don't say hello to you as they pass by. And there could be a whole number of thoughts that might come to mind, but oftentimes people might jump to a negative explanation. So they might think, I did something wrong, or my boss is mad at me. And of course, having those thoughts, which are natural, might lead you to feel worried. But that's not always the case. We're not always correct. As humans, we're not perfect, so we don't always get everything right. So we might be convinced of something that's not happening. So, with that, what you can do is really check in with your thoughts and really give yourself the chance to consider other possibilities. And these are things you can think of really explicitly. So, they may be very busy. My boss might be preoccupied. They may have a lot going on at work. And they were thinking about something else as they passed by me through the hall. And you could also start to think of things or evaluate kind of the evidence in the situation. Well, I was never told that they are mad at me. I was never told that I did something wrong at work or anything like that. And usually, what this can lead to is sort of feeling less of the emotion you were experiencing. So, if you were feeling worried, you might feel less of that. So, you might actually get some relief from that worry. And sometimes that takes removing yourself from the situation. But it can be an effective way to help yourself really kind of talk yourself through that moment. And so in the next couple episodes, we'll go over other strategies, things like emotional acceptance, seeking social support from other individuals, but they're all things that have been shown to be effective through research. And this is Dr. B. We will see you then.